Hello and welcome to the class today. So the topic for today is question bank, which is also a very important topic for evaluation and assessment, and it is covered under the subject secondary or senior secondary education. And the learning objectives for today's class is to utilize and prepare question bank as a tool of evaluation, to be able to create, preview, and edit stored questions, to be able to identify the various steps to prepare a question bank. So these all will be the learning objectives for today's class, and this is how, as a teacher in the class, you have to be aware that how question bank as a tool can be used in the evaluation process. And we will be going through many kind of things in this video regarding the purpose, the utilization, and the validation and the preparing part of the question bank. So as we all know that questioning is most important device of teaching, and the teacher keeps in close touch with his class by means of questions. So the teaching learning process becomes effective when knowledge is given and shared in the class with the help of interaction through questioning part. The teacher can know the amount of knowledge which the student has acquired with the help of questioning. It helps the children also to keep them alert and attentive. So it helps to encourage thought and thus stimulates curiosity. So questions are asked to fix the lesson clearly in the mind of the child. So they are, they take interest in reading or, going through the content in the class. And the steps of a lesson, we can know that the student is taking interest in the content which you are teaching in the class. So for this, for maintaining the question answer is an important part of classroom communication, and questioning is very important. So this is for this purpose, question banks are prepared for various purposes in education area. We will be discussing about that. So it is mainly question bank. It is available statistically sound questions of known technical worth and model question paper. This can also be presented through question bank, and thus it facilitates selection of proper questions for a well designed question paper. So this is how we can give practice to our students to start their preparation with the help of utilization of the question bank. And every teacher must know how to prepare question bank, how to aware their students to make them understand that how they will be using the question bank, how they will be utilizing the questions which are given in the question bank. Now question bank which is available to the students can be solved and unsolved. So depending on the subject, if it is an elaborative subject or any kind of theoretical subject is there, so it becomes really difficult to produce answers exactly what are, but the teacher can do that. Slowly they can prepare question banks such that they can prepare questions along with the answers. So the answers could be model answers. So in that case, the students will be come to know that how they should write in the exam, or if it is an unsolved question bank, the students will practice on their own that how they should prepare such question, how will be they will be writing down the answer to that particular question. So they must be aware to write prepared for the exam. So the exams which are the most feared activity of the students, they should not be afraid of this kind of evaluation or this kind of any kind of exam. So they will be more confident if they go through the question banks. So question banks are of very much of importance in education system. So you can think of a question bank like your normal bank account. You deposit your questions into the question bank and then withdraw them when you need them. Example, for the exams, you are withdrawing the questions from the bank. So it means all your questions are stored in a one secure place that you can go to wherever, whenever you need them. So whenever you want to practice, you have a question bank. It can be done with the help of technology. It can be made available to all the students through any kind of integrated technology which is going on in the institution, or maybe through their mails, or maybe there is any portal on which commonly logging in and uh, finding out about the questions. So through learning management systems, this can be done, or simply it can be available in the library where they can go and study and make notes, or they can get it photocopied. So this is how they, or they can buy in the market. So this is how the question banks should be, a very important part of a school library. So a question bank is generally a planned library. It itself is a library of test items, which is designed to fulfill certain predetermined purposes. So there is always a predetermined purpose behind this. Question banks should be prepared with utmost care so as to cover the entire prescribed text. So very much care should be taken while preparing questions for a question bank, because it is for the sake of students you are preparing that, and you cannot give them wrong knowledge or wrong kind of questions to be prepared, because it will be a waste of time if they do such activity just before their evaluation comes or any exam comes. So question bank should be exhaustive, that means very huge, very wide, and cover entire content with different types of questions. So a question bank should not be a book. It is a bank where they can find out many kind of questions depending on the topics, depending on their content or the syllabus of their particular subject. So now we will discuss the definitions of question bank. That is, an item bank is defined as an organized collection of test items that can be assessed for test development. So this kind of question bank can be useful for teachers and for students both. So it is a kind of an item bank which is, a organized collection where you will find the questions in an organized way, instead of going through books, textbooks, or any kind of reference books. So you have prepared a question bank in advance, or you can do that before the evaluation part comes, and so that you can, during the development of test, it will be helpful for the teachers and also for the students. They will be aware how they have to go through the exams, how they have to attempt the questions, what kind of questions will appear in the exam, what will be the method of, asking questions, what kind of objectives based questions will be there, will there be more application based questions. So these kind of questions can be answered while going through or utilizing question bank. So an item bank or question bank is a collection of test items organized, classified properly, and catalogs the order to facilitate the construction of a variety of achievement and other types of mental tests. So by B.A. Chopping, so he has said that a question bank is need to be organized, properly organized based on the topics, based on the items which have been prescribed in the syllabus. Then it should be classified properly. If it is based on units, properly units should be covered, and the whole syllabus should be covered. And there should be a proper, cataloging of the order in which the questions are given. So proper index should be given with the with proper, page number, so that students can go through that, or if it is kept in library or online, so they should be able to classify and find out the important question banks or based on their subjects, various subjects. So it should be easy to utilize. So with the question bank, all your questions are stored and organized in a way that makes them easy and quick to access for anyone that is preparing exam questions. So question banks are also really useful for getting an in-depth analysis of questions, such as when a question was last used or its difficulty level. So sometimes in our question banks, it is whether we go for a question bank regarding any competitive exams or regarding the board exams. So in the front of the questions, it is written in the bold letters or in the bracket that how many times it has been asked earlier, that particular question, or there may be some change in the grammatical asking of the question, but still that could be mentioned there in front of the question. So this means that you will find the most effective questions to be used in your exams. So your practice will be, you will get more confident that you are practicing in the right way. So it also means that your students are getting the best possible exam in terms of testing their knowledge and skills accurately. So this is very important, because whatever is taught in the class, what the students do, they just try to memorize it, or they just go and forget whatever has been told in the classroom. So when the test date is declared, or when the evaluation program is declared, the students suddenly find out these kind of question banks or any material which is supporting in preparation of the exam. So at that time they try to find out that what they know, and when they open their question banks of read questions, they come to know that what is the level of their skills which they have learned in the class till now. So this is very important. If the student learns that they can practice at that time only when the topic is taught in the class, or after some time, so they can do it in their own way by incorporating these kind of habits in their timetable, their study habits. So accurately they will be able to judge themselves, self-evaluate themselves, that how this kind of question banks they can make utilization of such kind of things which are available for them, for their learning process only, for improving their grading and assessment only. So banking, we know question banking is the process of retaining of examination questions, test or other assessment material, and reusing them for other sets of students in subsequent years. So mainly, whatever questions have appeared in the earlier exams, they can also be collected for the reference part, so that the students and the teachers know that these questions have been covered in this particular year. And they can be reused also sometimes, because the syllabus is same. If in case for the most of the syllabus remains same, only few content is revised every time. So at that time the questions remain same, only the part of asking changes. So basically it can be reused for the students if the next set of students who are promoted in the grades in the classes, they can utilize them. So question banking is most commonly used for objective questions. Yes, MCQs and objective questions are generally added in it, but it can and should be used for other assessment methods also. So does not depend that every time you have to just prepare for MCQs or the objective questions. So other kind of questions, types of questions can also be included in the question bank. And it wholly depends on what kind of utilization, what kind of examination pattern is followed. So it can serve two purposes. It will enrich the instructional side, as well as it can judge the pupil's growth in terms of instructional efforts. So the instructional side questions can be used by teachers at the pre-testing stage for the development of a lesson and for revision of home assignments. So a pool of test questions on a unit or a topic can be used for both kind of evaluations, formative and summative. So formative evaluation, we have discussed earlier that it is an integral part of teaching. So such a stock of questions can also be made use of in preparing question papers at the end of a term or session for some summative evaluation, or during the formative evaluation which goes on with the teaching learning process. So in this way, we can say that questions can also be used for diagnosis of the pupil's difficulties. In the areas where they are facing difficulties, they can directly practice and just visit their teachers, their subject teachers, that they are facing problems in these. So a remedy can be given after finding out the problems. What diagnosis is done, the teachers can take extra classes so that the revision and the remedy can be done for such students who are not able to solve particular kind of questions. So question bank can help in that also. So these are the various characteristics of a question bank. Question bank should be based on ideas, purposes, which are adapted to the particular objectives of mind. Question bank should be within the range of the student's experiences and knowledge. Now, this is very important, that the mental level and the mental age of the students should be considered while preparing the question banks. And whatever learning experiences they have gone throughout the session, they should also be included in the question banks. So question banks should present a challenge which stimulates an educative response in keeping with the objectives. And yes, we again come back on the topic objectives, because while planning, everything should be planned in education, everything should be planned and organized by a teacher. And for that, they have certain objectives in mind while they plan something. And for that, question bank is also not prepared without aiming at any particular objective. So it is very important. So they should be prepared regarding keeping in mind the objectives, why this question bank is being prepared, for what kind of students we are preparing it, how the students will be benefited by using this question bank. So these all should be our objectives while preparing question bank. So this is preferred that it should contain only one idea, and only there should not be many faceted questions only, because it confuses the students who usually work out on a first part of the question, then another part of the question, and they then generally forget the remainder part of the question. So we should avoid a mixing of questions in such a way that how, what, when, who, everything is asked in a particular question. So it can be avoided. We can ask the questions, prepare the questions in breaking certain content. So we can say that students should not be confused. We should keep ourselves in place of students and then decide that if this is confusing for students. Then question bank is a continuous process. Yes, every semester or every year you have to prepare question banks, or you have to revise or edit your question banks. So you need to review that what kind of issues you have got the feedback, or what kind of issues you have gone through the question bank. There may be a grammatical errors or some spelling errors, or the placing of the questions may not be right, or you have got an idea, you need to innovate. So you want your students to practice in more perfect way or organized way. So it should be revised every time, and it is a continuous process. Once it is prepared, a teacher should not think that it will not be prepared now the next time. So it has been prepared for the whole life. So it is not true. So it is a continuous process. It maintains records of any number of questions with their answers in all the languages with their corresponding courses, categories, and levels. So in particular question bank, it depends whatever purpose for which we are using the question banks or preparing the question banks, whether it is for the competitive exams, whether it is for the board exams, whether it is only for one subject. So what is the purpose behind it? So the answers could be provided in all languages, depending on the medium of the students. And regarding the courses which the students are going through, so question bank presents for any particular course level. It can be done for any language. It can be based on any category or any type of questions. So there may be various kinds of and various types of questions can be included in a question bank. Now, these are the purposes of a question bank. How now we will come to know that why they are so important. It improves the teaching learning process. Yes, whatever the students have learned in the class, whatever the teacher has taught in the class, they will be able to practice more and more with the help of the questions. And through instructional efforts, the students' growth will be obtained. So the teachers can teach them how to utilize the question banks, how to visit library for issuing the question banks, or get it for their reference, for their record photocopied, and or can be noted down. So in this way their growth will be obtained, because they will practice then and now, and whenever the question and or the content is taught, they will practice it. If in the subjects of maths we are talking about, or any kind of practical subject we are talking about, then and in that area the students need to practice their assess their knowledge time to time. So they cannot just leave it that we will study at the time of exam only. So the practice is very much important. If you need to be important, you need to learn how to pass in an exam, how to secure good marks. So this is very important. To improve the evaluation process, yes, we all are very afraid of our evaluation, and especially the school students who have who have to go through the board, who are studying in the board classes. They are much more fearful regarding the board exams, and since one class before, they are in the pressure of performing very good in the exam, so that they can secure more marks, because more marks are the criteria for everything in India, and it is the only criteria for the brilliant students. Otherwise the students will not be considered good. So this is the reason the grading system was initiated. So for the evaluation process of Indian education needs to be revised, and this is how, through the use of question banks, we can achieve a little purpose by the evaluation part improvement. Then a pool of test items can be used for formative and summative evaluation of the student's performance. So few test items can be utilized by a teacher while going through formative or summative evaluation in between the sessions. So the students' performance can be checked, and they will also come to know the importance of the question banks, and the going through the rigorous practice of the different kind of questions. So they will also develop interest in learning particular subject. It is a pool of ready-made quality questions available to teachers and examiners. So this is very important. If a teacher wants to manage their time, they don't want to hurry up in preparing questions, what they can do is they can prepare the question banks in earlier modes for their convenience, and it is very helpful for the examiners or the paper setters while preparing any kind of paper, so that they may select appropriate questions to assess predetermined objectives, whatever the objectives they have determined at the time of teaching. But there are certain principles which need to be followed while the question banks are prepared. First principle is just spend adequate amount of time for developing the questions. So nothing should be done in hurry, and as you want to bring out a quality work, it should help our students. So give proper time for developing any kind of questions, so the questions are not in such language that they are not understandable to the students. Match the questions to the content. Do not go in a hurry to prepare the question bank, so that you take questions from other content or other part of the syllabus of the subjects. So it is better that you match the questions to the content. Try to make the questions valid, reliable, and balanced. So validity, reliability is very much important to be checked upon, and it should be balanced, as it should be related to the subject or the content which you have been teaching, or for which you are preparing the question bank. Use variety of methods, in preparing question banks. You can variety of skills can be tested in the question banks. Write questions that test skills other than recall. We just don't want our students to recall or do the rote memorization of the questions and answers. We should make use of application part and the other objectives which we have discussed, so that it can bring behavioral changes in the students. While framing questions, it has to be ensured that they are unambiguous, they should be simple in the language, and brief as far as possible. So we have discussed this, that you should not include many questions in only one questions. Why, what, how. So it's better that you ask questions, short questions, but very simple in the language. Each of the questions should evaluate some specific content area or learning outcome. So the questions which you have prepared, obviously you will just moderate that, you will review the questions before giving it a final form. So it should be, evaluating the content which you want to, and it should produce certain kind of learning outcome. Their difficulty level should be appreciated to the group of learners being tested. So we know that in each question paper, different difficulty level of questions are included, like the average questions, the easy questions, or the difficult ones. So this can be actually tested before using it in the question bank. So each question should be accompanied with some specific information. That you can also do in few question banks. Extra information is also given. If it is unsolved, then also, and if it is solved, then also you can give extra information, specific informations regarding the questions. All the objective items should be grouped in one section, while the short answer type and essay type should be in another section. So this is the proper way, so that it looks organized to everyone. And you can make a group of objective questions for part A. Then in part B there are short type questions. Then in part C there are essay type questions. So whatever you feel that will be easy and convenient for the students, you can do. So in the section of objective type items having the same format, example yes, no type, true, false, multiple choice types, etc., should be grouped together. So this can also be very helpful. Yes, no type will be grouped in one way. Then true, false questions followed by multiple choice questions. So this is the way in which you can improve the presentation of the question banks. So item in each section should be arranged in order of their difficulty as far as possible. So, the preparation of, while preparing the question banks, you can just find out that which are the difficult questions. So you can go easy to difficult, or you can go difficult to easy. So in this manner, you can follow the arrangement of the questions. Now we will discuss about the preparation of the question bank, the steps which need to be taken. First of all, we need to plan a question bank. What kind of question bank we need to plan, prepare. Then we have to develop question bank and collect the test items. So for that, it takes a lot of time. And for collection of test items, the blueprint should be developed. As we prepare blueprint for achievement test, certainly we will prepare a blueprint for the question bank also. And then it will be validated by certain experts that this question bank is serving its purpose or not, whether it is valid for the students of this class or not. Then review the question which are being given in the question bank, if they are appropriate for the students. Then they are recorded and stored in a particular file, or you can get it printed, or you can make it available on LMS or learning management systems, or through any kind of online method. So developing a system for maintaining confidentiality. This is very important. If examiners and teachers are preparing the question banks for their own personal use, after that they can be asked to prepare questions, then at that time they need to follow the confidentiality. That thing cannot be shared with the students. The students will be shared with all of particular the content or the syllabus which you have prepared as a question bank for them. So you will the questions which you have prepared particularly for the final exams should not be shared with the students exactly in same words. So these are the process of validation, and this is the uses of validation while preparing a question bank. So relevance should be considered whether the questions prepared are relevant or not. It should be grammatically correct. So a kind of proofreading to be done by the teacher. If there are any kind of distractors there, that students are distracted by such options which are not appropriate actually to be included, and it can be used as effective tool in classroom teaching. Yes, it will be very helpful for the particular teaching in class. It will give feedback to the teachers. They will be able to diagnose the difficulties of the students. It will create better learning process in the class. It consists of 3 steps. First is the question analysis. It is done before the commencement of the test. Then critical evaluation of the test. It is before the commencement of the test. And then the item analysis is to be done regarding the analysis of the questions which have been included after the test. So these are the steps of validation which need to be followed. Then certain moderation need to be done by the panel experts, because it is very important. If it is not done, that means that the whatever purpose is served is not done appropriately. So a panel comprising of 3 or more experts, or the moderators or the subject experts, has to ensure that the task is clear in each item, and the person attempting an item will know what is expected. The task in an item is understood in the same way by all candidates. It is very important that all candidates can understand the same pattern which is presented before them. The items are expressed in a language which is as clear as possible to the candidates. So maybe the person who is preparing the question bank is not able to judge a few things. There may be errors. So for this, moderators or subject experts, can find out the errors in the questions, and they can give suggestions, so that by going on these points, and so that the required, errors can be done away with. The items are set within and based on the objectives and course contents outlined in the syllabus. So this is very important. It should be, restricted to the syllabus part. The items are technically correct and accurate. It is checked. Offering the best way, testing the concepts or principles or knowledge it is intended to test. They should not have clues to the correct answers. So hints can be given, but not in such form that this leads to the correct answers. So this is also not considered appropriate by the experts. The questions should be well distributed in the different parts of the syllabus course, contents, covered syllabus adequately. So the question should not be, only covered from a particular part of the syllabus, and the rest of the syllabus is not touched for making any questions out of them. So this is not correct. The questions should cover whole of the syllabus, and this is why the role of blueprint comes in here, because it is very important. The blueprint is a roadmap which will give an idea what if the syllabus is wholly covered, what kind of objectives will be covered by you, in what proportion, and also what kind of percentage you will be able to justify, and also the numbers for the questions, the type of questions, whether they are MCQs, short types, or essay type. The items are original and not just copied from the textbooks or past examination papers. Now, this is very important. If we need to avoid any kind of error, so we should take care of this thing, that the question should be prepared on their own. It should be original, and never should be copied from the textbooks, as the textbooks also give the evaluation part, the assessment part, and the past examination papers. and also whatever questions have been given earlier in the question papers. So exactly those things may be added as an extra information, and you can give the credit to that, but the original work should be presented in the question banks. So the items are fair assessment of candidates at a particular level, and if they are not, they should be tempered to the level of the candidates. If it is not at at par with the level of the candidate, so it should be done so. Now, how can the utilization of question bank can be done? A judicious selection of questions can be made for instructional purpose. Different types of questions selected from a question bank may be used for pre-testing, development, review, and revision of a lesson. In the preparation of a textual material, a question poll can be utilized for preparing review exercises in the textbooks. So this is how we can teach our students to utilize the question bank. Then the preparation of teaching units or resource units also involves the use of evaluation materials, which may be picked up from the question bank. For evaluating the pupil's progress, the question bank can be used more efficiently. Individual questions can be stored and grouped for use in topic or unit testing in periodical test. Individual questions, unit test, and question papers can be profitably used by the examining agencies by making the question bank available for paper setters. When question banks are established in institutions, students can use them for self-evaluation in their spare time. So this is very important. They can, self-evaluate their knowledge and skills which they have learned. When questions on all topics of the prescribed syllabus are available, pupils can review their lessons. Even teachers can make use of such data for quick revision. So this is, helpful for both the teachers and the learners. So this is how we come to know that what is the importance of using question bank in education. And these are the references, various international and national references which you can go through and learn more about the preparation of the question banks, what kind of questions should be prepared, what should be the language of the questions which are given in the question bank. Now we will move on to our next section, that is evaluation questions. And question number 1 is, which of the following is incorrect uses of validation of question bank? The options are relevance is obtained, grammatical correction done, plausibility of distractors checked, read the questions aloud in class. So what kind of steps should be followed while validating the question bank? So the first 3 steps are correct. These are followed while validating the question bank, and the last option is incorrect. So the answer is read the questions aloud in class. This is not a process. Incorrect use of validation of question bank. Question number 2 is identify the principles of preparing question bank. The options are spend adequate amount of time for developing the question, match the questions to the content, try to make the questions valid, reliable, and balanced, write questions that test skills other than recall, all of the above. So this we have discussed that while preparing question banks, certain principles need to be followed. And by going through all the options, we can see that these are all the principles which need to be followed while preparing a question bank. So the correct answer is all of the above. Next question is, questions are dash in one secure place that you can go to whenever you need them. As we know that it is a kind of a bank account. So questions are what in one secure place? Options are stored, deleted, efforts, or congested. So the correct answer is stored. The questions are stored in one secure place. No one can disturb them, and whenever you need them, at the time of exam, or you need to practice, or after attending certain class, going through a lesson, you want to review your knowledge, you can go and practice on as many questions as you want. So the correct answer is stored. The next question is, a dash is planned library of test items designed to fulfill certain predetermined purposes. So this is a very easy question. The options are question art, question skill, question bank or question answer? So the correct answer is question bank, because it is a planned library of test items which are designed so that certain predetermined purposes can be achieved. Question number 5 says, which of the following is not the purpose of question bank? The options are to improve the teaching learning process. Through instructional efforts, the student's growth will be obtained. To improve evaluation process. To help in rote memorization of evaluation paper. So what is not the purpose of utilizing question bank? The first three options are the purpose of question bank, and the last option, to help in rote memorization of evaluation paper, is not correct. Question number 6 is, questions can also be used for dash of the pupil's difficulties. How can we find out the difficulties? The options are synthesis, analysis, diagnosis, or observation. And the correct answer is diagnosis. And after diagnosing the pupil's difficulties, we will be able to give remedy to the problem. So we will try to remove the weakness. Next question is, question bank should present a challenge which stimulates an educative response in keeping with the dash: objectives, questions, learning, or teaching. And the correct answer is objectives, but because before preparing any kind of any kind of item we have to prepare, we have to we have to be certain about the objectives, and without that it will not serve our purpose. Next question is, item in each section should be arranged in order of their dash as far as possible. The options are level, difficulty, idea, or inspiration. And the correct answer is in order of their difficulties. So we have to include all kind of questions. It is not only for the brilliant or the bright students. The question bank is to be utilized for all of the students, and the students who are slow learners, the students who are average students. So all the students we should consider all those students, and for that difficulty level should be managed. There should be most difficult, average difficult, and easy questions also in the question bank. Question number 9 is, which of the following is not the utilization of question bank? The option are, individual questions, unit test, and question papers can be profitably used by the examining agencies by making the question bank available for paper setters. The next option is, when question banks are established in institutions, students can use them for self-evaluation in their spare time. When questions on all topics of the prescribed syllabus are available, pupils can review the lessons. And the next option is, even parents can make use of such data for quick revision. And while going through these options, we can see that the first three options are the correct utilization of question bank, but the fourth one, it is not meant for the parents to do the quick revision. It is meant for the teachers or the students to go for quick revision. And the last question is, a question bank can serve two purposes: to enrich the instructional side. The first purpose is the enriching of the instructional side, and the other side is, the options are to judge the pupil's growth in terms of instructional efforts, to give information only, to provide marks, or to provide grades. So here we can see the first option is correct, to judge the pupil's growth in terms of instructional efforts. So it is not only for providing information. The question bank does not serve any purpose for providing any marks or any grades. It serves two purposes. It enriches the instructions which have been given by the teachers, and also the judgment of the growth of the pupil after giving those instructions can be done. So this is how question bank serves main two purposes through this. And with this, we have come to the end of the class today, and I hope you will go through all kind of references, and you will be able to find out more about the preparation of the question banks. So you will be able to successfully prepare good quality of question banks in your profession. Thank you very much.